It was a pretty rough day to be a Philly sports fan yesterday. I just made my Eagles video. That will be up shortly, actually. Way before this one will be. The Sixers also were pretty awful. Losing 118-94 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They looked uninterested. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris did not lead the team as how I thought they would have. And, that is definitely disappointing. No Joel Embiid this game, but I did still think that the Sixers were going to come away with the win. That was obviously not the case as they lost by 24 points. It was just not a good game. Not a good game at all. You could just see it by the starters. Dwight Howard, he didn't play the best. Got in some foul trouble early. Finished with 9 points, minus 14 on the game. Tobias Harris started off strong. Finished with only 16. 3 steals, though, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds. He did have a solid game. I'll give him that. Ben Simmons, though, he had 6 turnovers. That can't happen. As the leader of this team when Joel Embiid is not on the floor and your starters have 6, 2, 3, 3, and 1 turnover as a whole, that can't happen. Or you're going to get the results that you got yesterday. And it was honestly pretty... It was bad. It was just a bad game all around. Should not have happened like that. There was not a single starter in the plus, on the plus minus. I don't even know if there was a single player. Besides Dakota Mathias, Terrence Ferguson, and Isaiah Joe, everybody else that actually played a meaningful minute of basketball yesterday finished in the minus for the plus minus. Matisse Thybulle did get his contract extended today. For 1 year. Furkan Korkmaz did, however, get injured in yesterday's game, and he will be out for a few weeks, according to, the Sixers. Daryl Morey also got fined $50,000 for tampering with a tweet that he put out with about James Harden. But, there's not much to say that was good about this game. You had Mike Scott playing a lot of the 4. You had Ben Simmons playing a lot of the 5. Tony Bradley got some run, 17 minutes. He had a lot of putback opportunities, and he finished 2 of 7 from the field with 4 points. He had 8 rebounds. I'll give him that. But it was not a good performance by Tony Bradley whatsoever. Shake Milton only had 6 points, minus 22. Furkan, 1 of 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, finished with 4 points, minus 23 on the night. It was just not a good night to be a Sixers fan. And, you're going to have nights like these. 3 of 8 from Maxey, 0 of 2 from 3. His jump shot is not NBA ready. I think he is a great driver. I think he can drive to the basket. I think he can finish very, very good in this league. With 6 points yesterday, but his shooting definitely needs some work. I know he'll get there. I'm not too worried about Tyrese Maxey, but Matisse Thybulle, another guy that, he got some run, 8 minutes, but he was only 0 of 1, and from a player with such high potential as Matisse Thybulle has had with the Sixers, what he has shown me so far, even with his ankle injury, is not much. I don't know what this extension means to him. They just picked up his option. I don't know what this means. I don't know if they are looking to move on from him. I don't know if they are looking to, gain something from him. I'm very curious, to be honest with you. But, the team as a whole yesterday did not look good. And, to go back to Embiid, who didn't play yesterday, I get it that he had back tightness. I understand what that means, and that is load management or rest. Russell Westbrook did it as well yesterday. Yesterday was just a weird day to be in the NBA. Knicks beat the Bucks by 20. The Clippers lost by 50. The Celtics lost by 1 point to the Pacers, who are a solid team. The Nets lost to the Hornets. It was a very odd day in the NBA. I will give them that. But the only thing that matters to me is the Sixers. And, I feel like that's how it should be. I cover the Sixers. I talk about the Sixers. I talk about these four teams right here, plus the Union. Those are the teams that I care about. I don't care about what happens with Brooklyn and Milwaukee or any other team. I don't care. The Sixers looked terrible yesterday. And, I expect a lot more out of Ben Simmons. I expect a lot more out of Tobias Harris. Seth Curry only had 8 points. Dwight, again, he looked bad. He looked really bad yesterday. I don't know what he was doing. Only 15 minutes of play. He was 4 for 4 from the field, but he had 3 turnovers. Tied with Tobias. And it really did feel like he could not catch the ball yesterday. I mean, the amount of turnovers that... The amount of stupid mistakes that this team made yesterday was kind of actually... It was pretty embarrassing. There were some plays where this team just didn't even move. I saw Tobias Harris and Dwight Howard sit there for an entire shot clock period, and it doesn't look good when you lose to the Cavaliers. And I understand that the Cavs are a solid team this year to start off. They are 3-0 to start the season with the win yesterday, and we are now 2-1. Not what I expected, a 3-0 record, but that's obviously not what happened. We do play the the Tampa Bay Raptors for this year, but it's actually the Toronto Raptors. We play them on Tuesday. They are not the same team. I don't know their record, but I know that they are just not the same team as what they were. I think they actually might be 1-2. They're not, great, but they have had our number for the last couple years. Nick Nurse knows how to coach against Joel Embiid, but he doesn't have Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol is Joel Embiid's kryptonite. He no longer has him. I expect a win. I do think that this team should beat the Toronto Raptors, and then we play Orlando, I think, on Thursday. Pretty sure. Or on Friday. No, Thursday. We play Orlando on Thursday, Toronto on Tuesday. I expect a bounce-back game. I expect big minutes from Joel Embiid. I expect big things from Ben Simmons. I need him to be more aggressive. Him and Tobias, they need to be more aggressive if they're going to remain out of trade rumors on this team in the starting five. They're obviously not moving from the starting five, but in order for them to get their names out of the trade rumors, they need to satisfy the fans. That's just what it's going to have to be. Joel Embiid is never going to be in trade rumors because he does what the city wants. And, Ben Simmons, I want him to shoot the ball, but I know he doesn't need to shoot the ball to be effective. I know his passes are better than what he has shown, last game. I know that Ben Simmons can score. He still had 15 points yesterday. 5 of 8 shooting, 5 of 7 from the line. But I do need him to score a little bit more. I need him to be a little bit more aggressive because when he is aggressive, he is almost unguardable no matter what. If he drives to the lane, it really does not matter. He's still going to score the basketball because who's going to guard him? There's no point guard in the league that can guard him straight up and down. And, with the Raptors, who's really going to be on him? Kyle Lowry, OG Anunoby. I'm not really too scared of those guys for Ben Simmons' sake. Now, you're going to have, obviously, who's at the center? Aaron Baines on Joel. Probably Siakam as well. I still expect Joel Embiid to be as dominant as he has been the first 2 games of the season that he has played. But I'm still a little on the edge of why he didn't play yesterday. I get it. It's a back-to-back. But I feel like it's just a little bit too early in the season for him to sit out, especially for a game that I think that the Sixers should have won. Andre Drummond had a very good game, and he usually doesn't against Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid owns Andre Drummond every game that they have ever played, and I expect next matchup against the Cavaliers, whenever that may be, I expect us to win that game. I expect a lot of things from this team, and I really do expect them to be great. I expect them to be a top 3 seed in the East. I do. Top 4 to 3. I definitely do. I think they could be even higher. Doc Rivers is a good coach. He's a great coach. Top 3 in the league. And I know The performance that the Sixers put out yesterday will not be held unaccountable. I know that this team will be better next game, and the Sixers, playing the Toronto Raptors tomorrow, I expect a W. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'm out. Peace.